Today, from Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte, North Carolina, it's Week 1 of the NFL on EA Sports.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to the Carolinas and Bank of America Stadium here in Uptown Charlotte. Today, it's the opener of a new NFL season between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Carolina Panthers. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. So here's the first drive now for the Jags. They'll be led out by their quarterback, standing 6'1" from Utah. It's Tyler Huntley.
And this could be a whole lot of fun because if his game plan goes into effect early, we're going to see some shots downfield, aren't we? What did he talk to us about? Stretching the field. Wants to open things up for not just his receivers, but for anything underneath.
Well, that was the theme, the front page of the sports section, where the columnists write possible air raid. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the coaches view that, right? Who gave away the game plan? I think it's pretty obvious, though. That'll help them win.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
And now the throw taken in by Chark. Oh, now he's stripped. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And he takes it into the end zone. It's a fumble recovery and a touchdown for the Panthers.
The kicker on for the point.
So this defense clicking early in the year, week 1, the return for a touchdown.
The organization made a concerted effort in the offseason to improve this defense. I have to say they like the early returns.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This will make it into the end zone. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. So time to see Jacksonville again on offense for the second time here in this game. They had the auspicious beginning to the season, a first drive turnover. Now they'll try again here, 1st and 10. From the gun, Huntley. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off by Bud Dupree.
Bud Dupree. The first down pass.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
The Panthers take over 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
First carry of the game for Christian McCaffrey. And he put up a good fight, but he's going to be taken down behind the line of scrimmage.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know, you know better than I, he has the ability to take over a game. So what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd... everyone to the line of scrimmage. If he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. And he'll need to find a way to shrug off the opening drive, if you can even call it a drive. One play and an interception, so he's got to forget that.
I know that in today's football, we have a good number of coaches who don't look at time of possession the way that the old school guys did. But there's still a place for it. I think that on this drive, after having thrown that interception, they're going to want to eat up a little bit more clock and run some offense and give their defense a little bit of a break.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. On the counter, this is Akers. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2.
Well, I would have figured after the 9-yard run on the previous play, getting one more yard wouldn't have been much of a problem. But apparently it was, and now it's 3rd down.
And he's going to be stopped short of a first down as they'll get to him at about the 33. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
10 at their own 45-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They finished off their opening drive of the campaign with a field goal on the last drive. Now they'll search for a touchdown here on this go-around. 1st and 10. Escaping the pressure right. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
Dak's going to keep it on the option.
He's got the first down and more inside the 40. 23 yards the pickup there.
Carolina Panthers.
I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react. Even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL, they're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll try to run with McCaffrey.
And the Panthers are going to have it 1st and goal as he'll take this down to about the 3.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. When we talk about being on schedule, I think they're on schedule. Oh, Prescott stripped.
3-yard line. The pass. A fumble on the play. That's the
10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports.
Nothing.
A big play if you think about it right now in this season opener. It's 3rd and goal.
Prescott from the gun. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. From 10 yards out. And the Panthers, they widen their lead. Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point.
Now that touchdown won't allow you to totally relax, but you can breathe a little easier now. Just increased their lead.
That time a 6-play drive. And Carolina scores to cap it off. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Taken in the end zone. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25.
Look at DJ Chark as he and the rest of the offense head back out. They've got to be thinking, how can we get him a little bit more involved here? 2nd quarter, you're down, and really, he's been out of the mix.
I would agree with that, and oftentimes you hear, well, We're just taking what the defense is giving us, but sometimes that's just not good enough. Sometimes you have to take what you want, and that means getting him the football.
Yeah, so far just a single catch in this game.
Here's a run with Akers on second down.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did, to get them into a manageable 3rd down, because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
From the gun on 3rd down, Huntley. He's going to let this one go deep. And that will be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
They've had multiple opportunities on offense and still haven't scored any points. Felt like they wanted to loosen things up, throw it downfield, and see if maybe they could get a big play and a quick strike.
And take it right on the 30.
Return team. Don't do us like that.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. On the ground, McCaffrey. Number 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Now a throw here on 2nd down, and that's complete. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. 2 first-half touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Panthers add on to their lead.
Extra point.
And nothing too crazy there. A quick slant, and then he just had a seam. He found a seam.
And when you hit it on the run like that, and I mean the pass right to the receiver who's already in motion and moving, sometimes he just takes it and runs away from everyone else.
And he ran it into the end zone. And the defense, they've got to adjust there quickly. That's tough on them.
That's really tough because everything was executed well. Ball was out of his hands quickly, into the hands of the receiver, and then he was gone.
Fielded near the back of the end zone. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
25 yards.
Jags football again. DJ Chark ready to rock and roll.
With them losing here in the second quarter and his limited productivity so far, you'd have to think they're going to try to look to him a little bit more, right?
I would guess.
The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They are not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
Now an open man. That's the tight end, Gesicki. It's complete. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he get a good head of steam going.
The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down. Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
And here's Gillen on now to punt as he gets this one away.
Uses the spin.
Holding, receiving team.
So that one will be accepted.
Automatic first
The
down.
holding penalty and negates a good return as they'll start just past the 20.
Dak going to try and run.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down.
Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play. All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting.
In trouble, and he's taken down.
Credit the sack there to Harold Landry.
A loss of 10 yards on the play. It's now 3rd down.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. And now here's a deep shot that's complete. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. 3 touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Panthers just continue to pour it on.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss.
Takes this about 5 yards deep. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. In second quarter, they're down big already. He's struggling as well. They've got to find something here. He's got to find something on this drive.
And sometimes you take on all that extra pressure on yourself, and maybe you have to disperse it a little bit. Lean on some other people, lean on your teammates, find someone who can take the pressure off and get the ball in their hands for a while.
Or this, if he doesn't, this is getting out of hand, or it could get worse. Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
When you struggle on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a first down.
Off the play fake. Huntley. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. They came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
On 3rd down, Huntley. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Jeremy Chin picks it off. And he'll bring this all the way up to the 45-yard line.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
And this is going to be a Panthers first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line. It looked like almost some miscommunication defensively because once he decided to keep it, he had pretty smooth sailing.
Yeah, it became a question of, wait a minute, who's got the quarterback? And when you talk about miscommunication, it's supposed to be called assignment football on the defensive side of the ball. But the assignment gets mixed up. That's the end result.
All right, we will save the Week 1 highlights and apparently get right back to the action here in the 3rd. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20.
Starting the second half with a run by McCaffrey. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And he'll get this one up to the 26. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
When the offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because there should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. And he'll run straight into a wall of tacklers at the line of scrimmage. It's second down.
Right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10.
Looking to throw on second down. Prescott. He'll find Metcalf. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
I'm seeing a lot of guys shaking their heads on defense right now, particularly in the secondary. And when you see that going on, that is never a good sign. But it's understandable. They've been shredded so far.
He's down inside the 10 to the 8. And it comes on a gain of 8.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. On the RPO, Prescott's going to keep it himself. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3.
Well, he's had success running the football in this one. That's undeniable, but that time the defense was on to it.
And, partner, I think the more you see a play like this, the more they're able to diagnose it quicker and easier for them to defend it. I think you have to dress it up a little bit and show maybe some different formations and looks.
Throwing, Prescott. It's complete. Swings it out to his running back. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th. On the ground, McCaffrey. And he is in. Touchdown, Carolina. Christian McCaffrey taking it in as his guys continue to pour it on.
And we know they won't get their names in the stat sheet, but the offensive line has to get all the credit for that touchdown run. Tremendous job of blocking, paving the way for the 6 points.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Fielded near the back of the end zone. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return.
Here comes the Jags offense now. Time for their first possession of half number 2. And in enemy territory last time through the interception. We'll see what they do on this drive.
Can't wait to see how it alters what they decide to do in play calling. Do they continue to throw the ball? Do they want to lean more on the running game? It'll be an interesting sequence of plays that they've got coming up.
Does it often affect the play calling with the interception? How much does that change what you do?
I think it does depending on why the interception was thrown. Sometimes it's just a matter of the defense made a great play, so you continue to come back. But if it's on you, if the offense just doesn't have the confidence, if they're a little bit shaky, maybe try to take the pressure off and run the ball a little bit.
No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd down.
To throw on 3rd down, Huntley. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this 3rd quarter. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. This first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. Take it at the 37. It's a 41-yard punt, but just a net of 31 following the run back. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. We you know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game, and that's always puzzled me a little bit. Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
On 1st and 10, Huntley. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. To throw again, Huntley. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. On 3rd and 2, Huntley. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off right around the 43. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. The utter domination here just continues. This defense, I don't know what more we can say all around about their performance.
Well, it certainly feels in this game like maybe they're facing a Canadian defense. 12 guys on the field. It feels like there's an extra on every snap because they have really struggled to make headway through the air.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
And 5 at the 24-yard line.
They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
A run here with Dak. And a nice pickup there as he'll get about 9, and that will lead us to a stoppage here at the 2-minute warning.
So it's Panther football as we welcome you back.
From the 5 now, 2nd and a yard.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. They give him 2 yards there as they're set up now with a 1st and goal.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
They'll try to run with Lindsey. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
It's a nice second effort we just saw there. Saw him trying to get to the end zone, but a lot of times near the goal line, that second effort can lead to disaster. Make sure you hold on to the football because there's going to be guys swarming when you're carrying it.
Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. One more time with Lindsey. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal. So this one is over. A victory for Carolina. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in